Welcome back to my channel. Today's story is about a man who built a perfect family with his wife. Suddenly one day he discovered that his wife had been in love with someone else for 6 months. This wasn't just a fling, she claims it's a deep connection, a love that he couldn't provide. A special thing in this story is that the wife affirms that they have never been intimate, but is that trustworthy? Can he save his marriage? And who is that mysterious lover? Let's find out what happens. My wife cheated on me after 8 years together and insists they were not intimate. Been married 8 years, 5 and 6-year-old kids. I've been madly in love the whole time as she's an amazing person and mother, keeps the family together, and is just spectacular, truly. She was showing me something on her phone, and I saw a text come in saying, "I love you more," and I asked who it was. She explained it was a coworker that she's been helping out, and I thought nothing more of it. That day we had a lot of family over to celebrate our daughter's birthday, and it was a wonderful time. Some stayed overnight, so the next day, after a wonderful weekend of getting the company out and putting the kids down, my wife said she needed to tell me something. Well, that "I love you more" was not from her coworker. Well, at least not the one she explained it was, but I'm not sure because she's not sharing any details regarding the other person. She told me that 6 months ago when I was in a dark place and have since come out of no drugs except weed and booze, which we both partake. She found love in someone else. The love I wasn't providing in our relationship. If I have feelings for someone else, I'm not sure that I should be married. It's not fair to you or me. I never planned for this to happen, but now that it's a reality, we need to deal with it. She explained that she wasn't looking for someone else. It just happened. A friendship that bloomed into more. She's also told me that they have not been intimate and explained that as a sexual relationship. She says life is too short and she wants to be happy. She's proud of all the changes I've made, and I've always been a good dad, but I've grown into a great daddy, and my kids, and I have never been closer. But she wants to be 100% happy, and the changes I've made haven't gotten her there, so she is seeking elsewhere. She says this person may not be the 100% answer. She worries that I'm the best I can be, and it's not enough, yet she's not giving me specifics. We've had a beautiful, loving relationship. We are known to be well out together and have our in line. We'd be the last couple that folks would think this is happening to. So I'm devastated, ripped apart, and don't know what to do. We own a house together which we're making payments on. I carry no debt besides said home, and she's in the same position. We had a perfect life together, and I'm suddenly being blindsided by this 6-month relationship where she has feelings for me and thinks it's best we split. I have no idea how to move forward. I've told her she needs to let her family know what's going on so I can tell mine. It's her cat to let out of the bag. I'm just so sad for our kids. When we were dating and in marriage, cheating was the one thing that would break us. We both come from broken families, and it was something I never wanted for our kids. And so hollow and broken. She is and was my everything, and I'm so thankful for the 10 years we've been together. But I think the writing is on the walls and I'm helpless. It's all up to her. I'm broken into a million pieces. We think this story hits us right in the feels. Here's a couple who seem to have it all. A great family, a strong bond, and then the rug gets pulled out from under them. The wife seeking happiness elsewhere makes you wonder if something was missing between them, a conversation they never had. And the husband, picturing their perfect life shattered. It's like someone took a sledgehammer to their dreams. The biggest worry, of course, is the kids. How do you break this kind of news without breaking their little hearts too? This story leaves you with more questions than answers, but one thing's for sure. It's a situation no one wants to be in. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Reading the post, the internet was quick to offer advice and support. A Reddit user with a strong opinion. It's the walkaway wife syndrome. Get a lawyer and get some therapy. Remember, she has been processing this for months. You've had a few days. This is why you need a lawyer. They will help you make better decisions. OP responded, "It just happened last night. I'm still processing." A user on Reddit voiced their thoughts. "I know it all sucks right now, and if I'm being honest, I worry that my wife will do the same thing. I have depression, and am sad a lot, and probably don't show her the love she deserves, so it wouldn't be unexpected. After our second baby, she just basically stopped all intimacy, all touching, loving, hugging. It was pretty clear she fell out of love with me. I begged her to see it, to help me work on it, to do something, but she refused to acknowledge a problem. She just thought I wanted more sex. It sent me into a pretty deep depression, and I nearly committed suicide over it. But that's not the point of my post. I want to start with anatomy, though. Because your wife doesn't realize the mistake she's making. When you first meet someone that you develop feelings for, it's just this huge dopamine bath for your brain. Your brain loves it, and does it love being around that other person because they give it that awesome drugged up feeling. Over time, two things happen. First, your brain gets used to the chemicals, and second, the chemical bath gets smaller each time you see them. The process takes 12 to 18 months to run its course. This is all that in-love feeling is, or what people might call a crush. After 12-18 months, though, you get that feeling less and less until eventually you have to decide if this person's worth spending the rest of your life with, even without that feeling. However, the tricky part is that during this time, you are incapable of seeing the flaws in the other person. When people point the flaws out and tell you to be careful, it's too late because you just can't see it. Your wife is seeing your flaws and comparing them to someone she is incapable of seeing flaws in, and it's not a fair comparison. Crushes are not something we can control. A lot of people get crushes, even when married. What we can control is our reaction to them. Understanding what's going on helps a lot with impulse control because, after that, you're left with a shallower version of what you had in your marriage. You're left with a person who doesn't give you that super awesome happy feeling anymore, but whom you haven't spent years of your life building a relationship with, building trust, and working through problems. All of their flaws start to become visible. It starts to become an effort to wake up every morning and decide to fall back in love with that person, and it gets harder every day. I've seen this very thing happen to a friend's wife. It was devastating for both of them. So, as her husband, you have a couple of choices. Knowing they haven't slept together yet helps a lot if you want to try to reconcile and fight for your marriage. Tell her that you want counseling to try to work through this. Tell her you don't want her to regret throwing away a good marriage to a good person for something that's going to be gone in a few months, and that if she's willing to work on it, you think a therapist would help a lot. You both have blind spots that by definition, you're not aware of. A therapist can help you both work around them and hopefully bring you back to the point where you both want to love each other. You both want to wake up every day and decide to love each other. Because that's what all relationships become in the end, a decision. Your other choice is to take the L and move on. Get a lawyer, as mentioned by others, and let her figure all of the above out on her own. You can't force her to stay, and if she refuses to work on things, then this is your only option. So give her what she wants, knowing how it's going to turn out. So why did I mention my attempted suicide above? Because I wanted you to know that even from the darkest places, there's hope. My wife and I started seeing a therapist. He showed us the mistakes we were both making and showed us how to come out of it. He showed us our blind spots and we both accepted them and are trying so hard to work on them. We have more love and grace and forgiveness and are stronger than ever. So there's hope, no matter where you start from. The next decision has to be made by you, though. I wish you all the best, and I hope things get better. If you need to reach out in the darkness, direct message me. A lot of us are down here with you too, and it's good sometimes to know that you're not alone. Another member chimed in, "Every word she has said to you has been thought out in advance and meticulously crafted. I'd bet the retirement I escaped with untouched from my divorce that this is an unsalvageable situation. The cool, calm, collected sweetheart approach will likely vanish as soon as the divorce proceedings start. They don't need or want anything. They just want to be happy. That is only until everyone starts whispering in her ears what she's entitled to. I know you're blindsided and brokenhearted, but you need a lawyer yesterday, as soon as possible. I know it sounds harsh, but your marriage has now become a business venture only the court system can undo, and it will very likely make this already overwhelming, miserable experience magnitudes worse. Every single person I know, except one, whose divorce started as amicable, ended up bitter and contentious at some point when it came time to the division of assets and financial obligations, child support, alimony, insurance, house, equity, pensions, retirements. Happiness is much less important. Once it's going to lose them some money. Get a lawyer today, and do not agree to anything and do not move out until you have a lawyer to help you with these decisions. Your standard answer must be, "I'm too upset to talk about custody assets, who gets the house, etc. right now." If you do, you could be setting precedents, and it will be 100x harder to undo these agreements after the fact. Make zero decisions unless your lawyer is on board. And don't wait for her to tell her family first. Tell yours now. You need people to support you and walk with you on this journey ahead. And the longer you wait to get that support in place, the further you will spiral out of control with no one there to help. I know I'm probably coming across as harsh, but you're not worrying about yourself. You're thinking about what you had, how you want things to be, and or what you expected. Again, counseling will not save this marriage from what you've shared. You don't have to stop loving, caring for her. If you can make it through the show of the divorce process and still be amicable and friends, it is the best thing for your child. It took tons of work, but me and my ex were finally able to get there. We're able to do some holidays and birthdays together. Occasionally, we even have each other over for dinner or do activities together like mini golfing, going to get ice cream, riding bikes, etc. But right now, you need to accept that this relationship marriage is over. It's probably best to find a counselor or therapist too. They'll be best to help guide you through this exhausting journey ahead. OP later responded, "Thank you. I'll never villainize her in front of the kids. We're a collective front. I want the best for them always, and have always shown them to be courteous and kind. Hell, I made her coffee and warmed the car up for her this morning. Worst case, I had 8 beautiful years with an amazing human. I will always show her respect and be an example for our kids. I hate this so much." After reading the comments, we can see most of the commenters offer a range of support. Commenters overwhelmingly emphasize securing legal representation to navigate the complexities of divorce and protect the OP's rights. And we can see OP is doing the right thing by co-parenting respectfully with his soon-to-be ex-wife for the sake of their children. We all appreciate it. 5 months later, OP jumped on with an update. She was caught by me catching a text at my daughter's birthday party that said, "I love you more." When I asked what that was about, she said it was a co-worker she's been helping. Because we had all our family and friends there, I didn't push it. Later the next day, she came clean and said that she's been in a relationship for 6 months. This was back in October. She refused to tell me who it was with or what they'd done. I was devastated, destroyed, still am. So we spent some time apart and she continued her relationship with him. I did some digging in the meantime and looked at the phone records. It was our son's coach. I called her out on it and she continued the relationship. I saw a lawyer and he told me to not leave the house or the kids and either try to work it out or time to leave and to see a therapist. My therapist says she's a narcissist and that I should protect myself, protect my kids, and run. Come December, she said she had cut it off with him and wanted to try again. I gave her all the effort in the world, but I don't feel like her soul has been in it. She's not overcompensating or has even truly apologized for what she's done. I've also gotten access to her photos. I'm the admin on the family Google account, and she doesn't know that I've seen all I have. She framed a picture of him and had it, maybe still does, at her desk. I found naked selfies she sent him that I haven't even received. I found a picture of his naked in our beach condo, which I thought was natural space as we were nothing sharing it during our time apart. I slept on those same sheets. I know that she was at a fancy restaurant with someone else. And she screenshots all these deep love quotes that I know aren't about me, so much that love is rent-free in my head. She has a white bracelet with one black bead that she now wears every day. I've called her out on it. She lied once and said it was from her mom, and up to last week said, well, my best friend has the matching one. Well, her affair partner wears an all-black one with one white bead. I know what that represents. Again, she doesn't know I've seen all these things. So now, to the current day, I can't place it to find anything that suggests that she's still with him, but I know she uses Snapchat often and is secretive with her phone. Whenever I bring up the affair, this blows up because I said I'd try to not bring it up and get over it. But I simply can't. I'm not rubbing it in, but it does come up when we argue, which is almost every week. We do well for a bit, up to and including intimacy, but then something happens and we go back to shit. She canceled our babysitter for trivia this past Tuesday and for this Friday where I got tickets for us to see a show. But she doesn't want to go because I can't get over her affair. Her parents, mom and stepfather, both cheated on their spouses for each other and support my wife, and both call and text me that it's unfair that I bring up her affair. The pictures of him living rent-free in my head almost constantly. I can't get past what she's done no matter how hard I try. I don't know what to do as she's trying to make me the bad guy, and I'm like, I've been here the whole time. I didn't fall in love with someone else. I just don't understand and am an emotional train wreck. This sounds like a nightmarish situation, and it's clear OP's in a lot of pain. His wife's affair hurt him deeply, And the fact that he has seen evidence that makes it seem like she's not being completely honest is completely understandable. It's no wonder OP's struggling to move past it. But we also see that he has tried to make things work by going to therapy and giving her another chance. That shows a lot of strength. The arguments and his wife's parents' behavior must be incredibly frustrating, making him feel like he's the one in the wrong. After the update, the comments of warning and support came flowing in. A Redditor says, "So you live somewhere that has at-fault divorces? If so, use the evidence against her, if not still use the evidence to help speed up the divorce. It doesn't sound like she loves you at all, just needs you at the moment. The affair partner may have broken it off and you are a safety net. It doesn't seem like you will get over this betrayal, so it's time to move on without her." OP responded, "Unfortunately, no. I'm in the Middle District and my lawyer says the laws just changed." Same user asked, "So you have a lawyer? Have you started the divorce process? If so, have you asked her to leave?" OP responded, "I've had consultations. I have not officially started the process, and no, I haven't asked her to leave. I don't want to do that to the kids, but maybe I should ask her too. We have the condo just a few minutes away. I haven't left because she's a teacher and has to leave before I get the kids on the bus. Then I go to work. I have to be around as her job doesn't allow her to. My lawyer has also stated that this fact would be helpful in custody matters." Another commented, "I hope you find indifference and leave her. You're fighting a losing battle." OP responded, "I'm trying. It's painful, but I think I'm there. I appreciate your words." A Redditor sharply criticized, "You didn't listen to your therapist's advice, and you won't listen to the advice of those here either. You're waiting for your life to magically return to normal. If you don't address your issues of codependency and low self-esteem, your life will continue to deteriorate." OP responded, "I'm listening. I just wanted to try. I had to. I wouldn't be able to look at myself in the mirror if I just gave up. But I'm starting to realize it's done, and I can't get over her actions. I've tried to, but I simply can't, and she and her family are guilty of tripping me for not being able to forgive her. Literally, are you so unforgiving? Like, if you only knew what I know, what I have hard evidence of. What a mess." Another viewer gave input. "If she asks why you are so unforgiving, maybe take that opportunity to say, 'I do not know fully what I am to forgive, as you have not disclosed the facts.'" OP responded, "Her mom asked me that, simply on the base that I know she had an affair, and said the love word. Not the selfies, the framed photo, the sex, the dates, the emotional disconnect. Just surface shit. None of her support system knows what I know." Another user offered a different view. "I just think about if it was reversed. Would you not be kicked out and all your things thrown on the lawn plus immediate divorce papers? It seems like as men we see it as our fault. Dude, this is bad. She should be out of the house while you figure things out with the kids. She put you and the kids second. This is my opinion. Do what you want." 4 days later, OP shared another update. "Well, long story short, I just caught her at the family condo with the affair partner and have photos and video of his truck, his belongings in the home, and her coming out of the master where he stayed behind a closed door. I also went into our shared car that she drove and it was left unlocked in the parking garage with an open high noon on the cup holder and her wallet and belongings still in it. She came home and tried to talk. It was a calm conversation, but she kept saying it was my fault, and if I communicated with her last night, I gray-rocked her. Maybe she wouldn't have been with him. So I communicated that I would be home later this evening. So she's unexpectedly watching the kids today. I wanted to hang with them, as she took them away from me yesterday to go do activities, and I would do separate activities today. However, I'm not emotionally able to give the kids the best of me right now, and I don't want to be around her. I asked if she could sleep in a kid's room, and she got upset and stated that our bed is her bed, and she will sleep where she wants. I said, obviously, I've been for a 6-mile walk already, and have been calling and leaving voicemails at all the lawyers around. I know I can't abandon the home, but I can't be around them after what I just saw this am. Thank all of you who responded earlier this week and suggested Grey Rock and 180 for me. I implemented them, and I guess it drove her to this. But I'm officially divorcing her, and there's no going back. Thank you so much, crew. Legal counsel told me not to contact her, so that's what I'm doing. She texted me last night all about how she hasn't asked for a second chance even though I've given them, and she loves me, and she now is willing to do therapy and share her locations and access to her phone, and can't see rocking on the porch with at 80, yada yada. When I got home last night, she was in the Masters, so I slept upstairs. This afternoon, no communication. She wouldn't even look at me. Yesterday, when I caught them with video, I saw his hat and noticed it was a local landscaper, so I called to see if he worked there. He does. Okay, thanks. That was it. This motherfucker just called me saying if I want to talk to him, here's his number. Don't call my boss. I said I had nothing to say to you. He replied, and I have nothing to say to you, and hung up. Also, her mom reached out and said how I must be devastated and she's so sorry and to call her when I have a chance. I'm going to continue my no contact with everyone and let my lawyer, once I secure one, do all the talking. This is so damn hard. We think OP is in an incredibly stressful and emotional situation. Finding his wife with her affair partner is devastating, and the details he's described are understandably upsetting. It's clear that these repeated discoveries of deceit are significant hurdles to the OP healing process. We appreciate that OP remained calm and did not choose something worse. It may be violence or something crazier. If I had been in a similar situation, I might not have been able to control my behavior. What about you, viewer? It's positive that he's already contacted a lawyer and is prioritizing legal advice. Following his lawyer's guidance on communication is a wise move in navigating this complex situation. Okay, now let's see how people react in the comments. A Reddit user offered strong advice. Blow up the baseball coach's life. Tell his partner the league and all the parents of the team. Nobody will want their kids coached by him. OP responded, my wife is his significant other. He's divorced because his wife cheated on him. Another says, so the lesson he learned from being cheated on was to cheat with another man's wife and break up another marriage. OP responded, right? How shitty. Kids are involved too. This Reddit user commented warmly, be sure to tell your kids why you are splitting. Don't let her paint the narrative. Speak to a counselor on how to tell them the truth or she is going to paint you as the bad guy. OP responded, yeah, I need to get back to my therapist. This Reddit user brings up a good point. It is time, OP. Your first post about her cheating and telling you she wanted more was 5 months ago. You have tried to save the marriage while she continues to spend time with him. She shows no remorse and is shifting the blame to make this your fault. Her family supports her because she is spinning the narrative to make this all your fault. They need to know the truth, as does your family and friends. If the affair partner has a wife or significant other, that person needs to know. Your mission in life now is to take care of yourself so you can be the best father possible for your kids. They need you to be there for them. They will see you are the stable parent and someday realize your wife's affair has impacted their life forever. They will now be sharing time separately with each of their parents. Holidays will never be the same again. Your wife caused this, not you. Don't let her get away with blaming you. Hire a good lawyer and take their advice. Sorry it came to this, OP, but time to let her go. OP responded, thank you for following this terrible journey of mine and always sharing your thoughts. We're in the endgame now. Another comment contributed, you did not do anything to drive her to do this. That is bullshit. She never stopped her affair. She is a morally flawed manipulator and gaslighter who has used you and emotionally abused you. Please start letting people know about her cheating. Family and friends need to know, or the master manipulator she is, she will turn this around on you. And does that mean she has moved him into the family condo? All of this will come in handy in the custody, childcare, and alimony proceedings. Keep all the evidence where she cannot destroy it. Keep your head clear. Do not drink. Record your interactions with her. Reach out to friends and family. Let people, especially men whose children that human garbage coaches what he has done. I doubt his wife cheated. You are doing great. You deserve better than this. Yesterday, OP came with another update. I'll keep this one short. So she love-bombed me, confessed a lot of what she's done. I fell into it for a few days. The sex was great. Then we had a tiff last Friday and we've been no contact yet living under the same roof. She got into my Google Photos account and deleted a lot of the evidence I'd collected from her and videos I had, but the important ones were backed up, trying to hide and cover up her affair. I have an appointment with my lawyers this Friday and we will go from there. I've been running, house shopping, and trying to stay distracted. It's very hard. I have a lot of emotions and sadness. I lost my best friend and lover to another. I know I need to keep saying it's her loss, and it will be, but it all still sucks. Especially hearing her tell me all she's done. Horrible shit. I don't want to get divorced. but it's what has to happen for my self-respect and happiness. I can never trust her again. This has been a tough story to hear. Infidelity can leave a deep scar, and it's clear the OP is hurting. If you're going through something similar, remember you're not alone. There are resources available to help you navigate this difficult time. For the OP, we wish you strength as you move forward. Take care of yourself, prioritize your well-being, and focus on building a future that brings you happiness. If you know someone who might be struggling with a similar situation, consider sharing this video and subscribing for more advice. You never know who you might help. See you all next time. Take care.